Apple CarPlay first debuted in 2014, and it has rapidly become one of the best ways to experience your apps and maps in your car on the road. Now today we're in the 2025 Mazda CX-70 plug-in hybrid, mostly because it's the car I happen to have this week. That's not super important. Now you only really need three things to get started with Apple CarPlay. You need a car that supports it, an iPhone, and a cable. Without further ado, let's dig right in. Let's start with the phone. You're going to want at least an iPhone 5 running iOS version 7.1 or newer, but that's pretty old. Newer phones with newer versions of iOS are going to have more features and a more seamless experience. The last thing you're going to need is a USB cable. Now, depending on your phone, you're going to want either a Lightning or USB Type-C connection on one end, and depending on your car, you're going to want either a USB Type-A or USB Type-C connection on the other. Now, keep in mind also that not all cables are created equally. Apple CarPlay requires at least a good USB 2.0 data cable, so no charging only cables here. And personally, I like to upgrade to a USB 3.1 Gen 2 cable for the best bandwidth and charging speeds. It's not absolutely necessary. It's a little bit overkill, and maybe it's placebo, but I find that most issues that you have with Apple CarPlay connectivity can be traced back to a crappy cable or a loose connection, so don't cheap out here. Plus, if you get a good cable, you can use it elsewhere and it's only a couple of bucks more. So, moment of truth. You got your car, plug your cable in. You got your phone, plug your phone in. Most cars will automatically recognize the phone on the USB connection at this point and automatically prompt you to select Apple CarPlay. So now you're all connected. Here is the Apple CarPlay interface. Down in the bottom corner, we've got this button right here that brings up all of the apps that are on your phone, and any apps that are on your phone will be automatically populated here. You hit that button again and it's going to take you to a home screen that gives you an overview of your current map, what's playing right now, and your next turn-by-turn navigation instructions. Now on iOS 26, you can actually scroll over a little bit more and get these widgets here. Those aren't going to be on older versions of iOS, but that's just a little bit of peek at what's next. Now, how you get connected to Bluetooth is going to vary from vehicle to vehicle, sometimes even within the same manufacturer. So I can't really show you how to do that, but a neat trick that I've found is that if you get into a car that doesn't have any phones paired to it via Bluetooth, holding down the voice command button will usually bring up the Bluetooth pairing menu, and that'll get you going from there. From there, you can just hop into your phone, pull up the Bluetooth menu, and you're good to go for pairing. Now, wireless CarPlay is great for short trips, but you may want to plug in anyway for a variety of reasons. For starters, your phone, rendering maps, streaming audio apps, having Siri and things on it, as well as sending a constant on wireless connection to your car can be very draining on its battery. You can also access Siri voice command or Apple Intelligence either by saying, "Hey Siri," or by holding the home button down in the bottom corner. Also, in your car, you can hold the voice button on the steering wheel to bring it up without taking your hands off of the wheel. If you want to change the order of the apps in this menu, you actually have to pop over to your phone. Simply head into the settings and look for CarPlay. Once you're in there, find your car in the list, and then go to apps, and you'll find a list of all of those apps that you can move around and even remove the ones that you don't want to show up the next time you hit the road. Now, don't worry if you have an older car that doesn't support Apple CarPlay. There are plenty of aftermarket units that you can add to your vehicle that can get you up to date. So there you have it, how to plug into Apple CarPlay. Grab your car, grab your phone, plug it in, and take a big bite out of Apple CarPlay the next time you hit the road. If you're interested in what's next from Apple CarPlay, be sure to check out our look at CarPlay Ultra, or if you've got an Android phone and you want to know how to get started with Android Auto, we've got a link to that in the normal place. Drive safe, and I'll see you next time.